Ah, yes. This good show created by Steve Hillenburg, huh? Well, this leads me to one question. Gee, I wonder how long the creator of SpongeBob has been alive for. Let's check on that. Stephen Hillenburg on Google. Oh, dang. Yep, you read that correct. Stephen Hillenburg has officially died on November 26, 2018 at the age of 57. Don't mind me if I say Steve Hillenburg in this video instead of Steven Hillenburg. It's just that I'm used to saying Steve Hillenburg instead of Steven. I first heard about this news when I was having lunch on November 27th, 2018. I remember at first being like, wait, what? Did Steve Hillenburg really die? Then I did some research, and it turns out that yeah, he really did die. Although, some of you guys in the comments section have been also telling me about Steve Hillenburg dying. Stephen Hillenburg was known for being a writer on Rocko's Modern Life and being the creator of SpongeBob SquarePants. Stephen Hillenburg appeared in the documentary Square Roots, the story of SpongeBob SquarePants, which was made back in 2009. And that Square Roots documentary just so happens to be included as a special feature on the first 100 episodes DVD box set. If you don't believe me on Steve Hillenburg formerly writing on Rocko's Modern Life, then just check the credits. For example, here on the episode Power Trip. Look. Says his name right there. Directed by Steve Hillenburg. And again, right there. Additional writing by Steve Hillenburg. There you go. Ironic how Rocko's Modern Life is a show that Steve Hillenburg used to work on, and that show got a complete series DVD box set from Paramount, and that box set was released only a few days before Steve Hillenburg died. As for SpongeBob, Steve Hillenburg actually held quite a few positions on that show. He was the creator, he was a showrunner, he was an executive producer, he was a writer on Help Wanted and Bubble Stand, and he even used to do the voice of Potty. Yeah, the original voice of Potty, the parrot. By the way, look at these credits. It even says Steve Hillenburg instead of Steven Hillenburg. And let's not forget that Steve Hillenburg also worked on the first 2 SpongeBob movies. SpongeBob was my favorite TV show growing up, and it still is today. I like SpongeBob. I grew up with it. SpongeBob is a show that was part of my childhood. This is coming from someone who has been a long-time SpongeBob fan since 2006, the creator of my favorite cartoon is now dead. I was a young kid when I started becoming a SpongeBob fan, around the time I joined kindergarten. After being a SpongeBob fan for 12 years, the creator is now gone for good. Stephen Hillenburg created my childhood. You know, I'm exaggerating, when in reality, my mom created my childhood. It's just that Steve Hillenburg created my favorite TV show from when I was a kid. Notice how Steve Hillenburg ended up creating one of the biggest cash cows on Nickelodeon? And people like me ended up buying quite a lot of SpongeBob stuff over the years. SpongeBob managed to survive a full 19 years on the air before the creator became dead. At least Stephen Hillenburg was able to put out a long-running show during the time he was alive. Don't worry, there are plenty of other long-running TV shows where the creators were alive the entire time the show has been running. I remember on how some of the older SpongeBob DVDs, they had special features with Steve Hillenburg doing a behind the scenes and such. Even some of the older SpongeBob DVDs from 2003 had Stephen Hillenburg doing episode audio commentaries. But now Stephen Hillenburg cannot do any more episode commentaries, as he is dead. If SpongeBob and Stephen Hillenburg did not exist, then most of these videos on my YouTube channel would also not exist. I've been doing these SpongeBob videos on YouTube for the past 9 years, since October 10th, 2009. Yeah, I joined YouTube literally 9 years and 1 month before Stephen Hillenburg died. The 2 TV shows that Steve Hillenburg worked on just so happened to have their own comic books. The difference here is that with the SpongeBob comic book series, Steve Hillenburg actually had a part in help creating this comic book series, to which he was even credited as a publisher for a lot of the SpongeBob comics. Again, talks more about the Steve Hillenburg thing right here, and the involvement he had with the SpongeBob comics. Whereas with the Walko's Modern Life 2017 comic book series, Steve Hillenburg had no involvement with making this. Although they still do talk about the other people that helped make these comic strips for the Walko's Modern Life comics. And even more credits in the back of this issue. Some people, including myself, saw his death coming ever since he was diagnosed with the ALS disease way back in March 2017. Sadly, there is no cure for the ALS disease. Unfortunately, Steve Hillenburg ended up dying from the complications of ALS disease. I know Stephen Hillenburg was going to die at some point, but I just didn't expect him to die this soon. I wanted Stephen Hillenburg to live long enough to see SpongeBob's 20th anniversary in 2019. But now, Stephen Hillenburg will never see the 20th anniversary of his own show. Even though Stephen Hillenburg, the show creator, has died, I do not consider SpongeBob officially dead yet. Because at least we still have Tom Kenny, the original voice of SpongeBob. Once Tom Kenny dies, I will truly consider that to be the end of the original SpongeBob. When you lose the main voice actor and the creator behind the show. Ironically, Tom Kenny is around the same age that Steve Hillenburg was, because Tom Kenny is currently 56 and Steve Hillenburg died at 57. Now, what exactly does this mean for the future of SpongeBob? Despite the creator being dead, one of the crew members, Vincent on Twitter, has confirmed that the show will still go on. Stephen Hillenburg stated that he still wanted the show to go on even without him being around. Notice how season 11 finished airing shortly before Stephen Hillenburg died. Also, they already produced episodes in advance before his death, and there are still some season 12 episodes that have yet to air. Also, keep in mind that most of the main staff members on the show are still alive. Some people thought Steve Hillenburg was going to die after SpongeBob ended, but that is not the case, as SpongeBob still has more episodes that have not aired at the time of Steve Hillenburg dying. Even with the Hillenburg guy being dead, this will not stop me from making any more YouTube videos. There are still some SpongeBob videos I have not yet uploaded on YouTube, and there were more videos I had planned to make. I liked the shows that Steve Hillenburg worked on. I would say that Walko's Modern Life and SpongeBob SquarePants are both good shows in my opinion. I would even say that Square Roots is a good documentary that Steve Hillenburg appeared in. I do like SpongeBob SquarePants a little more than Walko's Modern Life. Yeah, rest in peace, Stephen Hillenburg. Thanks to him for creating my favorite TV show of all time. Those are my thoughts on Steve Hillenburg dying, and goodbye.